Hi, how are ya? And welcome to Coral's Inky Adventures, where today I already have ink on my fingers. Welcome to my May currently inked. I have been super stressed this month. For one, just to make sure that I get the things I need to get filmed before my vacation that's coming up. For two, the selection of the pens and stuff that I am bringing. I still haven't quite got there yet. I'm hoping once they're inked, that will help me make my decisions. So basically, I'm gonna ink everything except for these 4 pens. I am waiting on an Atlas Stationers shipment that should arrive tomorrow. I leave tomorrow, but it should arrive well before I actually have to leave. I don't fly out until late. So these ones I will add on to the video tomorrow and then post the next day. So we're gonna come back to these towards the end of the video. In the meantime, let's work with the pens that we do already have inked. So we're gonna just jump right into it. I, as always, have a water cup, a rag, my plastic see-through spoon, and some syringes, and this thing. Pipette, that's the one. But anyway, first up is Diamine Ancient Copper. Boop, boop, boop. I guess I should have planned out how I want my layout to be for this one, but you know, we're just, it's been a hectic week. We're just gonna do what we can. I'm trying to do different shapes other than just the circles, but now I'm like kind of wishing that I did the circles. Gotta do, you know, little boops here and there just to make it more fun. I don't know. I'm just gonna play around a little bit. We're not in here to be perfect. I don't know that I like how this swatch is turning out, but you know, you never know until you try. So just gonna keep playing until I like it. Yeah, that's a bit better. Cool. All right. We'll take it. We're going to leave it there. Otherwise, it's going to take up the whole page. Now, I do have my pens not quite as well color matched this month because I don't have a pen in every color ink that I use, for one. And then for two, it's more about what colors I'm feeling in the moment. And it just is how it shook out this time. So this one is in my TWSBI Eco. Oh, I maybe didn't clean off that pen, as I literally just inked it right before this video. So I'm gonna say it's my fault and not the pen's fault for that one. TWSBI Eco. Just make sure I get that nice and clean. Plum plus onyx with a medium nib, and it is Diamine Ancient Copper. I'm actually gonna move this guy up to the top here. Do my little swishes. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, I love this. I bought this ink a couple months ago and I have yet to ink it up until now. So I'm very excited about it. I love it's a nice like orangey red with like a black sheen and haloing. I love it. I'm thrilled with how it looks when it dries. So yeah, as we're waiting for that to dry, let's move on to the next one. Next will be a bit of a pain. So this one I only have in a cartridge, so it's going to be a bit of a pain for me to get the ink onto the page, but we're gonna do it just for you. Oh yeah, this is such a fun one. Very stoked about this. I did not plan this well. I apologize in advance for that. So, like the space on the page, I need to think about that part a little bit more before I get started. Last time I did it, then it got ruined anyway, though, so, you know. I should have just kept with the circles, honestly. But we're having fun, so screw it. Right, let me put this pen back together so we can do a little writing sample. Oh yeah. I forgot about something. Pilot, use this thingy to put on top of the cartridge when you're using a cartridge, and the vanishing point. I should put it on. Nice, and just covers your cartridge to protect it from the push of this guy. All right, we did it. Hooray. So this is my Pilot vanishing point, red plus gold, and a medium nib. And this is Pilot Momiji. So pretty. Definitely more of a pink than a red, but that's okay. Same general color family. So we're gonna rock with it. Just so smooth, of course. Exactly what Pilot's known for. Super wet inks, mild sheen every once in a while. And yeah, it is beautiful, and I'm very excited to have it in a pen. Next is another kind of pinky one. Kind of trying to keep color families together as much as possible. But this, I'm gonna kind of try something different and kind of go down the side here. I don't know. I'm just rocking with it. Having a little fun. Because isn't that the entire point of all of this? Yeah, let's see exactly how similar these inks are. I'm actually quite curious. Yeah, we'll see when they dry exactly how similar they are, because sometimes inks can look a little bit different when they dry, but already I would say this is a bit more like purpley reddish pink, and then this one is more pink. It does have some like sheening going on as well, so be nice to check back in when those are dry. In the meantime, let me get out the pen. I have it in another Pilot. This is my Pilot Kakuno, the medium nib. You can tell these are both Pilot mediums and they're still different. That's because this one's a gold nib. So gold is usually a little bit juicier than its steel counterpart. This is Van Diemen's Dawn. I thought this might be a good one. I told you the nib was small, so it would be good for this, like, this amount of writing fit in, like, this space. Crazy. Crazy how the nib size changes so much. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm obsessed. Okay. I am actually obsessed with that one. That might be, I don't know. I am honestly so surprised how much I've been really enjoying pink inks. Like, I am not in real life a pink kind of person generally. All right, maybe we do another like long one down this way. I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling it. It's another pen with a fine nib. I actually bought this pen with a medium nib, but I'm experimenting with changing a couple of my nibs around. So I changed which of my TWSBIs has a fine and which one has a medium for the two bronze trimmed ones. But yeah, let's do a little thingy on. Oh, that is a lot. We're gonna suck some of that back up. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Oops. That's still a lot, but we're gonna rock with it. Yeah, there we go. Boom. So much fun. Still gonna suck a little bit back up. Yeah. That's okay. It'll be fun too because it's a sheening ink, and so or actually, I think the Pilot Classics are like an iron gall ink even, but basically, where the ink pools more is going to have a really cool black sheen, and it's going to be super rad. This is my TWSBI Eco Espresso plus bronze and a fine nib now, and it's platinum classic citrus black. So yeah, when you write with this, it's like basically illegible. It's so bright yellow, and then the sheen of black hits, and it's so much fun. I have a bunch of samples of different shades of this. I think so far my favorite is the lavender black one, but I haven't inked the forest black one yet. I almost did this month, but I was like, I'm gonna save that for a summer green because it's a very like saturated green. So yeah, we're waiting for now. But in the meantime, we have Citrus Black, and it's very fun, and I am enjoying it quite a bit. Was recommended by my Dandelion Diaries. Love her, and her ink suggestions are always on point. I want a lot of her pens too, but it'll take time to get there. I feel like I'm doing like chemistry when I do my inks and stuff. And I guess like if you're making inks, then you definitely are. I am not doing that, and it still feels like chemistry. I should play around with some mixes at some point. That would be fun. I don't know what I'm doing with my inks. I'm just, doing what feels right at the given moment. This is just so meditative to just play around with these inks. This one is Kelp Tea by Troublemaker. It is a dual shading ink, and it's lovely. I honestly maybe didn't pair it with the right, like it probably should have gone in here because what a match, but things happen. I decided to put something else in that pen. one of the inks that's incoming. And then this one I just recently inked and it's got a cartridge, so let's see if it's ready to write yet. Let's see, this is my, oh, it is not. Okay, let me go prime it really quick. I did call it though. You know, it's not the pen giving up on me, at least. This is Trouble Maker Kelp Tea. I don't know why I wrote the ink first this time. In my Kaweco Sport Green with a medium nib. And it is still, you know, probably not fully ready to write, but it's at least better than it was before. So, not 100% performance, but enough to write with, and it is, I can already tell I'm going to have so much fun with this ink, so very excited. Next, we have a return from last month, which is a Jacques Urban Vert Olive. This one is returning because it matches the May color in the Hobonichi pretty well. So I wanted a pen with it just for that purpose for this month. But I put it in a different pen than last month, and sometimes that can affect things. So let's see how it looks in the writing sample. I guess this one, yeah, I do want to stretch it down a little bit. Yeah, maybe I do that. I don't know. This is all just fun. I actually kind of like how the page as a whole is coming out. I kind of wish I might just like sneak one of these closer just because these ones are much closer, but I actually really like how the page as a whole is turning out. So, yeah. So, Jacques. Now I'm just writing the inks first. I don't know what's happening. Like I said, I'm a bit frazzled this week. But vacations will do that to you. And this is my TRC fountain pen. And it only comes in a fine nib. And yeah. Love that pen. Okay, we have kind of another, oh no, okay. All right, so this one I took out of this cartridge to put in a different pen. You can tell it's the ink that's on my fingies. But this one I put in a pen that matches the color better than the Pilot. I had to go with this cartridge because these are Pilot cartridges. They only fit in Pilot pens. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of pour some out, I think. Yeah. All right. Trying to figure out how many more I have, and I think I'm going to do something different with this one. Yeah, a little weirdo. Cool. All right, that's that one. And where is, okay, This one is in my Jinhao 82. This is, I guess I should write things correctly this time. Jinhao 82. Lapis. And a medium nib. And this is Pilot. What was the name again? Mirasaki Shikibu? Or something along those lines. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Just gonna... Mirasaki Shikibu. All right, I have one more ink for now, and then I will still have 4 inks to go, so it will definitely not be able to all fit here, and we'll have to go on the other page, but even doing it the more tailored way, that was to be expected. This one is Robert Oster Cafe Crema. A last minute decision to put this one in the lineup. I just felt like I did not have enough browns. There is a brown on the order that's incoming, but yeah. Needed something. Plus the brown that's incoming is a shimmer brown. I like to have one that's not shimmer. Also, just to make sure if I get like a clog with the shimmer or something, that I have a backup brown. And this one is in my Estabrook SD Back to the Land Incredible Rock. I'm not going to write all of that, just some of that. This is Estabrook SD Incredible Rock. And Robert Oster. Oh, I'll write the nib later. Cafe Crema. And it is a journaler nib. All right, I don't know why I did a heart for only one and not the others. Now I'm sad. I don't know why I did that. I guess they all need a heart. Let's find places to put a heart. I think this one's gonna go up here. This one. Little tiny baby one. And then this one, I'm trying to like find where to touch on the page. This is why I should do it at the beginning. I'm like trying really hard to not get a bunch of ink on my hands. And you know, there is an easier way to do that. It's with blotter paper. Okay. Let's see, which ones still don't have one. Alright, that one has one now. Not the best one, but at least it has one. The kelp tea needs one. And I think that does it. After that, I think the kelp tea. I was doing so well. It's okay. It's the same ink that was already on my hands. So it's fine. All right. I actually think it came out quite well. I think I will probably do another one here and put the writing for it here, or vice versa. And then I'll have like 3 at the top here. But for now, this is what we got. And I'm hoping, I was not paying as much attention as I should have to making sure that everything is in frame. But we're going to take all of these off so we can just see. Let me turn you back around. So that is everything I have for now. There will be 4 added. So normally I would take my camera off and get you close, but I think we'll just wait till we have all of the inks on here for that, which won't be until tomorrow. So cut to tomorrow. My Atlas order got here in time. We're starting with the Lumos Duo that I got as well from Tom's Studio. Very excited about it. I put in the brush tip and used the Robert Oster Cafe Crema that I had inked in one of my pens for the brush tip side. And then in the opposite side, I put in a fine liner tip. I chose the 0.3 millimeter for the fine liner side. So I am loving this already. I do have to get used to the way the brush tip feels because it is a little bit different than my other brush pen. So hopefully my writing will improve as far as that goes. But with the fine liner, I probably honestly should have chose a smaller tip size, but this is what we're working with this month. For this side, I just used the Tom Studio black ink that is included when you buy the Lumos Duo, just to try it out. I probably should have done a tester on a different page first because the first letter definitely was very ink heavy, but directly after that, it calmed down and worked pretty well. I am going to have so much fun with these. Very excited to have this for my trip as well. Nice little drawing instrument, and can have brush lettering that's the exact same shade as my ink if I want to do that on a spread. Very excited to have it and experiment with it. Should be a lot of fun. Now we're going to get to the inks. I got 4 of them. I did order the mystery inks pack of 3, but they included 4. So I got lucky with that one. I think it was an accident because Hollywood asked Brian to pull an ink and then also picked 3 inks himself. So I think he forgot or something. I don't know what happened there, but I ended up with an extra ink. So thank you, Atlas, for that. Much appreciated. I will definitely take it. First one up is Hollywood's Mullet, an Atlas exclusive with Robert Oster, inspired by Hollywood himself. It's nice brown with gold shimmer. Very excited about this one. We're going to shake that shimmer up in there to make sure I get a nice fill with it. And this one is not the best color match in pen. I do have it in my Lamy All-Star in purple. But I had chosen that thinking that I had put a Lamy broad nib on this order. Apparently I did not. Apparently I took that off to save a few bucks. I might have to stop into a pen store that I've seen in Florida and grab one of those so I can make it a broad nib, because I did really want this ink in a broad nib. But for now, it's got its medium nib like it originally had on it, and that might change later on in the month. But it is going on so nice. It is kind of similar but different to the Robert Oster. They are more similar than I thought they were, but this one is definitely a little bit more on the like cooler side a little bit. The Cafe Crema has more yellow notes than this does. I would say there's a little bit more of a black to the brown in here, if that makes sense. A little bit of that kind of gray tint in there. I'm gonna make sure I don't get oil on the bottom of the page. This is my Lamy Safari All-Star. I wrote all sport. Whoops, we're just going to leave that. And in purple with a medium nib. And this again is Robert Oster. I just realized my two browns are both Robert Oster inks. So that's kind of funny. I wonder if they kind of stemmed, if this exclusive kind of stemmed a little bit from the Cafe Crema. But you can tell as it looks very similar when it's wet, but as it dries, you can tell what I'm talking about the little bit more of a muted vibe to this one. And then the gold shimmer really makes it shine. Gotta remember to do my hearts this time. Next up, since we went Hollywood focus the first time, let's do the one that Brian picked out, which is Vinta Badia. It is a blue with gold shimmer. It might honestly be one of my favorites on here. It is very blue focused of an order, but I had been actually thinking of needing some more fun blues as well, and that I don't use blue enough, I think, in rebellion to it being the most popular ink color, but it just is for a reason. For one, we just see more shades of blue than any other color, and for two, there's just so many different things you can do with it. Even though there's multiple blues in this order, they are very different from each other, so I appreciate that. This one is just gonna be perfect for my Florida trip with that particular shade of blue. I don't even know how well to describe it. It's like almost a teal, but not really. It's just like, I don't know. It's gorgeous, and I love the gold shimmer on this one. It is a prominent shimmer, and still just, I don't know. Something about it, something about this particular shade of blue really hits to me. It is just like a puddle of water with the sun glinting off of it. And this is not the same pen, but the same nib that was on the pen that was leaking last month. So I'm hoping this is not a trend, and it's just that I am not cleaning my pens off thoroughly enough after I ink them, because I have been doing this directly after inking them for for this time. So I have had a couple little leaky spots here and there, but honestly, it gives the page character, so I'm not too mad about it. This is inked in my TWSBI Eco, Indigo, and Bronze. I did think the blue matched a little better than it does when I saw it online, but it's still a really great match with that blue. And honestly, it is kind of almost a bronzy shimmer so yeah, it just matches the pen very well. And I did put the medium nib on this. This pen I originally got in a fine, but I changed it out for my other TWSBI's medium nib instead. And I put the fine nib on that one, which has the citrus black in it from before. This one is Ferris Wheel Press, Mechanics of the Stars, another blue with gold shimmer, but it's a different shade of blue and a different shade of gold. And I love both of them. I think it is perfect timing for me to get some really fun, sparkly blues when I'm going on a trip to the beach, basically, to Florida. So it was a good timing. And it means the only blue I had full bottle was like Diamine Oxford blue, and these are both very different from that one. And that one's a small bottle too. So I needed more fun blues than that one. This is the last blue ink in there. The other one, I say there's a lot of blue, and I mean like 3 of them, but the other one's not really a blue ink. It's more gray with blue shimmer. The shimmer is what's blue in that one. This one is just more of a turquoise blue. I think the 2 of these together will get me different shades of water. I know they're not pigment inks, but I do want to draw with them. I think they'd be really fun to paint with as well and use more like watercolors or paints or something. But I put this one in my Esterbrook It's my Esterbrook X Bungu box. Ran out of space there. We're just going to throw it on to the next line. And it's the SD Kingfisher. And this one has a fine nib. Again, this is Ferris Wheel Press. This is my first Ferris Wheel Press ink as well. I don't have any from them. I do have some samples from Vinta, but no bottles. The other 2 I did have bottles from the brands as well, Robert Oster and Warringal is the 4th one. So those 2 I had other inks from, but Vinta I had only samples, never a bottle, but I had really been enjoying the samples I had from them, so I'm excited to have a full bottle. And I haven't tried any Ferris Wheel Press before, which is kind of crazy because it's super popular. I can't wait to try drawing with these 2 together to get different shades of blue in a water scene. Next up is Warringal Half Moon with Dimmed Light. It's got like a silvery blue purple shimmer and kind of a grayish ink. I'm very excited to test it out. Give that shimmer a shake. Bug was very excited too. He wanted to come see what was happening. I'll just make him get into his bed there. All right, give it another shake. I actually don't have any other gray inks. So this will be fun for me to try out. I'm not super, like none of my color schemes really have too much gray in them, but gray goes with anything. So whatever color scheme I do, this ink will go with. And I guess probably would go with something more blue with the blue shimmer. And I put it in my Esterbrook SD Botanical Gardens. The Botanical Gardens has this like in between all of the brighter colors. It's kind of a mix of black, gray, blue. Kind of looks like almost grout in between them, but it's a shimmery blue, gray black situation in between the larger flecks of color. So I thought this kind of did match with those smaller notes on the pen, and I figured it'd be fun to do kind of a interesting pairing that does match but in a less obvious way. And it has a medium nib, and again this is Warringal Half Moon with Dimmed Light. And honestly, that name is super fitting for the ink color. I think they do a great job with these series that they do. Interesting names, but they go together. And my little heart. And that's that. Time to let them dry. All right, now that they're all dry, let's get closer. Diamine Ancient Copper, beautiful orangey red with black sheening, and even in the writing sample you get that haloing. And then the Pilot Momiji, beautiful pink leaning magenta, some red sheening in there. Just gorgeous. And you do get that sheen in the writing sample. I love when it's not only in the swatch, but in the writing too. And same thing with the Van Diemen's Dawn. Even in the writing sample, you can see those multiple colors coming out. The pinks, the oranges, red. And then the Pilot Classic Citrus Black. Just such a unique color. So different when it dries as opposed to when you're writing with it. The Cafe Crema is a pretty standard brown shader. And then the Jacques Herbin, another standard shader green, love it. The Pilot Murasaki Shibiku, beautiful shader as well. And then we get into the fun ones. And I come back to my cats just chilling, checking out what's going on my desk. They're adorable, so they get a pass. Bug's gonna watch us closely as we look at these inks. Here is the Hollywood's Mullet. You can see some of that. It's honestly got warm and cool browns with gold shimmer. And then the Warringal Half Moon with dimmed light. Beautiful, different shades of gray with that blue shimmer. And then we get into the Vinta Badia. It's just gorgeous. It just looks like a crystal. Just beautiful. And the Ferris Wheel Press, Mechanics of the Stars. And you can see right there that both the blues and the gold shimmers are just so different from each other. So even though they're similar, they're very different. And yeah, you can even see that shimmer in the writing sample. I love when it's not just in the swatch and it's in the writing sample prominently. Can't see it as well on camera as you can in person, but it's there. Trust me. But yeah, I turned the flash on so you can really see that shimmer. Gorgeous. It looks like I distilled the color of the ocean before it's just clear when you remove the water from the ocean. Blue shimmer is just gorgeous. I'm a sucker for gold shimmer, so I'm happy most of the shimmers are gold because I just sucker for, even on my washi, a lot of it has gold foiling, so a lot of this will go super well. And then another little shot of my kitties because they're adorable and precious little babies. Enjoy.